Hello, people. This is TW Blanken. I was just wanting to holler at y'all. My topic today is I'm pretty pissed off. I was watching Eddie Trunk. I keep watching up here. I'm here to pick up my girl. She's a school teacher. But anyway, I was watching some Eddie Trunk videos on YouTube, and this is one of him interviewing Dave Snake Sabo of Skid Row. Well, as I'm into the video, I believe it's around 10 minutes and 36 seconds because I think it's like a two hour video or something like that. He starts talking about how people have too big of a reach nowadays with the media, social media, and Twitter, and Facebook and all this stuff. How everybody's media nowadays, and everybody's got news to give. And well, maybe they do. Maybe people know some stuff that you don't, Eddie. And then he starts going on. I think he calls says Jimmy's basement, talking about somebody in a basement doing a podcast or something. I've heard some pretty good podcasts in basements. I don't get his point. It really frustrates me because he goes into it saying that if you don't, it's pretty much, if you don't have a million views, not even 100,000 wouldn't get it for Eddie because he thinks he's huge. This is the guy that's got beef with Paul Stanley and this and that. Like Kiss is basing their whole career around Eddie Trunk. I used to love Eddie. Watched everything he done until I heard this thing with him and Dave Snake Sabo. Dave actually seemed a little bit embarrassed by him, but he's talking about how first of all he contradicts himself and says that well, how is it that he labels it? He says that they create, his shows create. Well, if you're doing news, you don't create news unless you want to go out and do something like rob a bank or something, or whatever you want to do. If you're doing like news on music, he's not a musician. He's not creating anything. So he's doing Eddie Trunk. If anyone that's watching this doesn't know who he is, he's like a journalist, but he's like a VJ type guy. He's worked for VH1. He was the host of that metal show. He's not a musician. He's not creating anything. He's taking news of mostly other people's stuff, other platforms, and putting it on his. And he said it right in the same paragraph as he was putting people down. It's mind-boggling. When I upload this, I'm going to have to put a link to that video. I mean, it's mind-boggling that this guy, fat piece of shit that he is, I can't. Oh, I was so mad because I do a talk show called TNJ. I do it with my co-host Joe Nay, and we do TNJ Rock and Metal Talk. It's kind of a comedy, but I mean we have fun doing that. We'd like to think we're going to get some fans, but if we don't, oh well. I mean, I'd like to, but if we don't, we're still having fun doing it. And I bet. I mean, I am pretty well immersed in the scene of heavy metal and stuff, especially classic metal like he is. So, Eddie Trunk, I would challenge you to trivia any day. Any day. You ain't got shit on TW. But anyway, back to the video. He goes on to say that pretty much if you don't have a million views, all right, here's going to be my example. Say I know, I don't know, say I know George Lynch, Dawkins. Just say I know him personally. Because I know George Lynch probably has got family and friends that's not famous that he'd probably do favors or interviews or whatever for. But say I was to land an interview with him. If that video that I would put out, of an interview with George Lynch, if I was able to do that, which I'm not, but if I was, if it didn't get more than probably a million views, Eddie Trunk says it isn't credible. It isn't new. It isn't credible, pretty much. So that's pretty much saying that it's untrue, in the way I see it. So I don't really follow that. I'm not really following that. If I've got the guy sitting right there with me and he's telling me the story or whatever is news to him, what's going on with him, what's about to come out, or the events that he's got going on, how is that not credible? If I've got the guy sitting there, and which a lot of small time podcasters and stuff do land interviews with celebrities, famous people. Um, and even George Lynch in this day and age with popular